You know, those Chargers-Pats playoff rivalry in '05, must-watch TV. Weren't very fond of Tom Brady back then. How's it feel as you see him now being owner of that team that, you really can't stand?
On the field, I hated Tom. Him in particular because he was just so great. LeVar Arrington told me one time in high school, he was like, hey, if you want to be known as like a great player, you got to have great games against the great quarterbacks. Simple as that. And that never left me as a kid. I just always remembered that the bigger the quarterback was, if I ever want to get mentioned again, because they're going to be showing their highlights for 30 years from now. Yeah. So when they show their highlights, I want to be in that shit, and every single one of them. Yeah. And so, every time we played Tom or Peyton, my rookie year, I got him 4 times. If you were the best quarterback, I got you. Ben Roethlisberger, got him. And it was like, for me, it was a sign of respect because I knew how great they was. But seeing Tom now and his transition, what people don't understand about athletes, man, is like you're not great because you got talent. Like, you're mentally able to put yourself in a whole different zone than anyone else. Because everybody, you walk in the locker room, and all these dudes are big as hell. They're strong. They're athletic. But you got these couple guys that stick out even more than them because they are able to take themselves somewhere mentally that most people can't even imagine. Like, that's why people call him Sicko Tom, Psycho Tom. Because he's able to take his mind somewhere else that most people can't even imagine going there.
Those '06, '07 teams, you guys had a lot of talent, good enough to be able to, get where you guys wanted to go, and then you run into a Patriots team that's, really, really good. Had to be tough coming up short against them a couple of times.
I don't regret a whole lot of stuff in my career. I do regret us not getting one Super Bowl, because I was out 2 weeks ago. I was just in an argument with somebody about this. I think that 2016 we had was the best team of the decade.
Stand on that.
100%, 100%. And I know what was the year that the Patriots went, undefeated, almost went undefeated. It was like 07 or 08. 07. I mean, around that time, the Colts, I think, almost had that undefeated season or did. I think that Chargers 016 that we had was the best team of the decade. We were so stacked at like almost every position. I mean, people don't even talk about like Quentin Jammer, that came out of Texas.
Really good.
Opposite side of him was I think Cromartie was on that team. Eric Weddle, I think, came in the following year, I think in 07, what it was. But we were still stacked back there anyway. Randall Godfrey, who's played 12, 13 years. Donnie Edwards, who played 15 years plus. Jamal Williams. Put it this way, dude, we were so stacked. LaDainian Tomlinson is starting. Michael Turner was backing him up. You know what's third string? Darren Sproles.
Beast.
Bro, so this is why I'm making my arguments valid when I talk to people. I said we were so stacked. Darren Sproles is the third string running back who could possibly be up for the Hall of Fame for his all-purpose yards.
LT obviously being one of the greatest, some absolutely legendary season. What was it like going up against that guy every day and just, watching him play?
One thing about L is he didn't really talk a lot. He did everything full speed. He practiced and always went hard. But when he did, you can hear a pin drop. And so, I think that 06 year that he had when he broke the touchdown record and stuff, I think that was the greatest running back season ever. Yeah. What's crazy is people saw him in the games like doing all this shit, but on a Wednesday, he'll go out, swing pass in the backfield, catch it with one hand, boom, jump, go right and cut off his right foot. And I remember seeing that for the first time. And I was over there with like the linebacker coaches, and I was over to a couple of my teammates. And I stopped everything. When he did that, I said, you see that shit? I was so shocked that somebody's just so fluently just one hand, boom, jump, hop, go right, cut off the right foot. And they was like, man, this doing that shit. This is what he does.
This is light work.
This is light work. And so by the time we got to the games and he was out there giving, I remember he did Ty Law dirty, the cornerback for the Patriots. And just a lot of guys, he would just go out there and mix them up. And people were like so shocked. I said, dude, I saw that 3 times on Thursday. Like it was just so fluent to him. And, I will always fight. And I would say that he's top 2 or 3 running backs ever.
Without a doubt. I think his career, that season that you're talking about, he was as fun to watch, as anybody, and really a different dude for sure. That touchdown season, just crazy. Do you ever see anybody even breaking that?
No. if anybody asks me about the teams we had, I talk about LT and the Gates and everybody else, man. Like, and I hate to even bring myself up into this, but this one particular thing, before he broke that touchdown record, it was the end of the game. I think it was a minute or so left, and I went out and got a sack, strip, fumble recovery, and got the ball back from Jay. I think it was Jay Cutler who I got, and I didn't know how big that moment was at the time, because I'm over there celebrating. I'm doing lights out dance. I actually did like the the hula dance because I'm going to the Pro Bowl and everything else. And then everything in the stadium slowed down. And this became like this, woof, LT. And I'm thinking, and I snapped out of, what I just did. And I was like, oh shit, it was about to break the rushing touchdown record. How Denver didn't know that he was getting the ball. Like, still to this day, I can't even understand it because the whole damn crowd is chanting LT. But at that moment, you see like one of those movies and like Rudy, or it's like one of those big movie moments. That's what it felt like. It felt like I was in a movie and I was a part of this movie that was happening right here, and I got this seat, this front row seat, and I'm about to witness something that is never going to happen, in my opinion, never going to happen again. And when he broke the record, and I remember Chris Dillman and Nick Hardwick and all the offensive linemen and O'Neal and raising him up. When I tell you like a real movie moment, the shit felt like not like he wasn't there. It was like I was having an out of body experience, like seeing this. They're lifting him up and he's holding the ball up, and it was probably like one of the best moments of my NFL career to even see that I was a part of that.